was salty
Comrade,
is an understatement.
Battleship
But you know what?
AP, best ammo.
You picked yourself up. You kept on playing.
Of course,
you know?
of course.
It's whatever. Who cares? If you don't like the game, play something else.
Absolutely. All right, well, we
Omni
are dropping
picking
into
up
game
another
2 here,
display.
guys.
Something
Double
else that
gearing.
something else that I just noticed, boys. There's no RNG Sama on Omni's roster as well.
Mhm.
It's
Now,
not
that's a
just
big
Farah and
loss for
Carrier.
them. I wonder what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure there. Maybe this is just we want to let our subs play because I know you guys were talking earlier. They didn't have any respect for PSV, I guess, coming into this one.
I don't know.
Omni is still sticking with their tried and true strat on here, on this map at least. The double Zao, the double Montana. Chances are they're going to send both of those guys in pairs of 2 out wide to A and C. That's at least from what I've seen, unless they decide to radically change something. But while
Sure.
it doesn't sound like a very good idea to bring double Zaos in competitive, at least in this meta, because it doesn't have the DPM, the Zao has everything else. Obviously, that RNG was very unkind to XTHD in the last game, but the Zao is a lot better in comp than people realize.
Well, and we see Sparrowed in a Minotaur now. That's an interesting decision for
This is actually
PSV.
something PSV. This is actually something that they have done. They've brought him in a Minotaur before, not just on this map, but if I recall against 07, they also did on Trap as well. And I think
Yeah, we saw it yesterday.
the first game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not an unusual thing for them to do by any means.
Agreed. So it looks like a AC split on the side of Omni here.
And it looks as if we're kind of doing some of that. It's hard to tell. You definitely got forces going to C on the PSV side, but one of the gearings
Yeah.
looks like he's going to B, and that's a little surprising.
I think they're doing BC and they're using the Hindenburgs to stall the push from A.
It looks that way, but I'm not sure. I question the wisdom of dealing with B right away on this map. I think that's well, they're going to have Sparrowed up there, it looks like. So this will be interesting. Let's see how this goes.
Very high risk, high reward.
Very high
positioning for
risk, I
Sparrowed.
think.
We'll see what Sparrow's able to do though, because he did struggle quite a bit in that series against 07.
Yes.
I
He
know
did.
at least on Trap he
Very
got
much
almost
so.
full health deleted. So in his Minotaur. So we'll see. That position that he's going to is a very common position, at least for the tier 8 meta. The only problem with that is that since the radar ranges are much longer, or not much longer, but much more in duration, if they get a radar ship into a good position to get a spot on him, it's going to be difficult, because with this play that they're making right here, guys, that Montana and Zao that are taking it out wide, if they get over to the 9 and 10 line and pop a spot plane, this isn't tier 8. They're able to get an angle and shots into there, because
Absolutely.
that island that the Minotaur is at, it's very similar to the one that's on Trap, where if you go to the very northern tip of it, as you're looking at the minimap, there's a dip. It's kind of like that V shape on, like the one is on Atlantic, and
Yes.
shells are able to make it in there, so that's
Mhm.
very big.
And you saw he was already getting shot at. They know
Yep.
he's going
They
there.
know he's there.
And they
Yes.
had their guns ready.
And then it's also the same thing with the Zao and the Montana, or excuse me, it's the same with the cruisers that are making their way to the west as well over to A. It's an angle that is able to work because the ranges on the cruisers are much longer than in the tier 8 meta, so you're able to get those really high alpha strike shots in there.
Mm-hmm.
SeaRaptor, are you on Isolate's side?
I am at the moment.
Where's the other gearing? I know that one was last spotted entering B. He's just started to cap it. Where's
Yep,
the other
you
one?
got
Let's
one going
see.
stern into B and one in E8 who's
Okay.
reversing. Looks like he's going to be going stern into C momentarily.
Yeah, he just
There we
got
go.
spotted.
Yeah,
So
the
he's
plane's
up
over there.
there
He's
now.
probably spotted soon.
Flambass is using his smoke very selfishly to get himself that A cap without any contest whatsoever.
Have a quick look over the Omni side of the map, see how they're lining up. That gearing at C that's Darth Crater. He should be able to pick up C. There's no real Omni forces able to do anything about it. In fact, I think they're going to pick up B and C.
Mingy just took some random hits and he says, wow. So he's probably a little upset about that.
Looks like it.
I
Yeah, he
think
did
was
take random
like-
hits. He's not a ton of them, like not super low health, but
He must have been like really close to capping that. I wasn't paying attention to the ticker, but
he's still going to get the cap. There goes B. Omni moving out to about a 20-point lead as PSV picks up B, working on C. Good progress there. I don't see any
Yep.
way, unless it's a random blind shot, that they're going to reset Crater. So once again, PSV looks like they're going to go up a couple of caps early and force Omni to react.
As expected.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is something that Omni has honestly, just watching them throughout the tournament, they've been down early game almost every time. This is just
Oh
one
yeah,
of
no,
the
that's
things
normal.
that this is something that they're able to deal with for the most part. But we'll see how they're going to do it now, because getting beat by by PSV when they were up by so much in that first game, even a team as good as these guys, it had to have rattled them a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Torp's coming in for Crater now at C. Well spotted. He'll be able to react, and no need for him to hang out now that the cap is turned. PSV closing the gap now, just about tied as we get to about 5 minutes into the match here. Almost tied at about, they'll probably tie up around 363, 365 points or so.
Yep, we saw Omni smoking up their Zhao down south of Charlie, and that Zhao's going to keep shooting probably at the battleships, whatever gets spotted, but nothing spotted right now.
One of the things, and this kind of ties into your point, Sneaky, that we've seen from time and time again from Omni, and it's not just Omni, it's a lot of the EU teams. They play very patient. They don't mind giving up the cap early because, let's be honest, that puts the cap pressure is light pressure, right? You're falling behind 3 and 4 points every 6 seconds. So every 10 seconds, you're losing 30 points to your opponent. Well, that over 3 minutes, that's like a full ship, right? A full ship is a 100-point swing. So if you lose a cap for 3 to 4 to 5 minutes, you can make that up with a single kill, almost. And it's why kills are so much more important, certainly in the early game, in matches like this.
Agreed.
Yes, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head with all those points that you made. So we'll see. At the moment, Teacup Yuri for Omni in his gearing is trying to push back into C. He's a couple kilometers outside of the edge. He is just about to enter F8 at the southern edge. He is dropping some torpedoes. It appears trying to maybe catch the Minotaur if he's, well, not if. He's still in that position, of course. But there are some torpedoes coming in from that angle, from right to left diagonally towards the Minotaur's last reported position.
Well, Sparrow is making love to that island.
Yeah, he's nestling himself in just basically to sit there and radar as soon as something gets in a B cap. I don't really think he's planning on doing that much else for a while, unless the team desperately needs it. War Eagle taking some hits, though. He's down to 2/3 health.
Flipping over to Flemu's view here, we see Teacup Yuri. It looks like he's stopped. He's going to start reversing. He's going to stick his stern into that cap. He's mirrored on the other side of that island by Darth Crater, though. If those two spot each other, it's going to be a nasty, nasty fight real quick.
Well, and Jack can get in on it, so that'll
possibly
be kind of fun to watch.
From his position, it is possible. They see now where the Minotaur moved to.
I got to say here, the early trade hit points wise is, I'd say, slightly in Omni's favor. Disregarding Dory taking some early damage, that is very rare for a carrier.
Very slightly, though.
Now, really quickly, guys, you see Captain Jack Sparrow taking some shots, not from the guys that are due south of me, but it looks like that there's a Hindenburg that is went out wide enough, and that is the angle that you're able to work with if you have the spot plane up. I know you guys know this, but for the casual viewer out there that is used to Tier 8 comp, this is something that you have to get adjusted to.
Shell's going in on him. They're at least forcing him back from the cap. Not sure how he's spotted. Maybe radar, maybe he got into a gun battle real briefly with Crater and lit up, but slowing down again, going to start reversing back into the cap.
Yep.
Well,
now,
you see
all that
here,
math you learned in school, right? Parabolas and how they work?
Yeah.
Coming into play now.
Well, you see here, Omni, again, falling behind early, down about 100 points here with 12 minutes to play. Certainly not an insurmountable gap, but you see them, it forces them to react to the caps. They're obviously making a play for both of these caps. Actually, is Flambass also on the bottom end of B, looking like he might try to get his stern in there. The Minotaur can't be in both places at once, and Omni realizing this and trying to maximize their opportunity with it. Darth Crater's gearing now looks like he might be coming under a torpedo strike up north of C, as Teacup gets back into the bottom of C. Yeah, they've driven Crater far enough to the north. He's not going to be in a position to contest Teacup. So Omni should be able to pick up C here more or less uncontested, barring plane spotting or something.
Yep, they're pinging the map there, so I'm sure that they're asking Dory to send something over there.
Well, Dory's going to be stretched a little thin here now as Flambass gets into the bottom end of B as well.
Yeah, but he pulled out right away.
He pulls out right away. He's spotted somehow. That might be Minotaur radar.
That's
Yeah,
radar.
that's my guess. That's my guess.
Problem is nobody's in position to punish him.
Nope. He runs away just because he's spotted, and why risk it? Teacup also backing out of C as well. That's allowing additional points to tick up on the board for PSV. I'm a little surprised by that. He wasn't
Got spotted
radared. It must
too.
have been the plane strike coming in.
Yeah, plane spotted right now.
Yep.
Now, what
Serious
OMNI has...
business down.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
he
yeah.
is. He's quite
Oh,
low
yeah.
there. Way over, where is he? He's north of A.
Yep.
Mhm.
They're not showing him on the stream, but I see his health bar there on the side.
He's getting focused by the cruisers there,
Yeah.
DPM'd.
Yep. PSV moving out to about 140 point, almost 150 point lead here with the match half gone, but a single kill will tighten things up very quickly. Serious business under threat.
T-Kane,
TK just took a decent hit.
he took a torp.
Ah.
And he just used his damage control. So if I'm Pentalope, or however you say that, I am obviously going to get the spot plane up and start shooting. And you can also see the other Hindenburg that was last spotted in Charlie 3 for PSV is also going to be shooting at T-Kane as well. So this is big.
Mm-hmm.
Well, OMNI, so far, seeming not overly concerned with their cap disadvantage. It's ticked for a long time now. Under 10 minutes to play. Gap continuing to grow. Flambass now smoking up on the bottom end of B, but Mingyu already having torps going in that direction.
Well, he was forced to smoke by the bombers that just kind of came by, and unfortunately that means that Flambass is going to have to signal exactly where he is.
Well, there's torps coming in, so let's see. Maybe Mingyu's fishing. Maybe he'll get lucky. If nothing else, maybe he'll drive Flambass out of the corp. Flambass looks like he might take one of these. Nope.
No.
Second
Second wave, maybe second wave. Nope.
Nope, he's good.
Nope.
Mingyu
Flambass is
spotted, no.
good. Is he spotted?
Mingyu is spotted. Moscow radar, most likely.
Mingyu's spotted. Yes, Mingyu is spotted north. I see it now. They've got the Minotaur and the gearing. Flambass is capping B now.
Teacup Yuri's moving back into to C. He'll be there shortly.
Okay, yeah. Well, and let's see. Let's check on Crater. Where's Crater? Crater is not anywhere near C. So
No, he's moving far away.
Yep.
So this is where PSV needs to be careful because OMNI is about ready to not only have 2 sets of points coming their way, but they're also going to be able to stall out PSV's last remaining source of points over at C. So we'll see what PSV is able to do here, but this is where OMNI is starting to apply the pressure that they're really good at.
Yep, absolutely. Get into the late game. They're very good at this. We've seen it many times. Sparrow's position continues to draw fire, but he seems to be doing okay.
And look how spread out PSV is. They've got
Yeah.
ships that are all over the board, but they're on the C line.
Yeah, they're all on the C line.
Actually, I beg your pardon. Teacup Yuri did not get on C. He had to turn to the right. I would assume that Dory had just enough fighters that were over there to be able to dissuade him from going inside of the cap, but I presume that he's going to about face. At this point, though, serious business, making a huge mistake, turning back in.
Yeah, I was just going to comment on that. Go ahead. No, I'm saying he's obviously
No, that's it.
he's
all I got.
spotted again. He's under a tremendous amount of fire. PSV now 150 points up with 7.5 minutes to play, getting close, but serious business close to death. More shells coming in on him.
And he's doing the bow and reverse tank thing. It's
He
just
is.
not going to work.
Well, Mingyu's about to duck back into B to deny those points to OMNI. Let's see how they react. More torps going into Flambass's smoke.
And
Is Flambass even there anymore?
Yeah, he's still there.
he still is. Yeah, he still
And see,
is.
the thing is, Mingy
Smoke's
doing
running
this is telling Flambass he's there.
Teacup now getting into the bottom end of C, driven out once again. There he goes. Darth Crater's gearing, either getting in shells. He's spotted somehow.
And both the streamers are looking at the B cap situation right now.
Yep. Oh no. Mingy is spotted, presumably
Mingyu
from
is
the
spotted.
Moscow's radar. They are
He's
concentrating
overextended.
fire. Oh no, the Montana's got shells coming in. Oh, this could be big.
Mingyu's radar, he's running for all he's worth right now, trying to get out of there. Shells
Not
continue
as
to
big
come
as I
in.
thought.
Yep, and here come the fighters to take over spotting when the radar is over.
Well, they're going to have fun with the Minotaur, I'm sure, then.
Elegant's got an angle too, trying to work on it.
Nope, no dice there.
Nope.
Mingyu looks like he's going to survive that little attempt.
Yep.
OMNI closing the
got
gap
away.
to about 120 points here with 6 minutes to play.
All right. I haven't been following the carrier battle as much, but I gotta admit, I'm not sure why Serious Business isn't spotted right now. Why?
It's a little shocking, isn't it? They've got
yeah, why-
Flambass as well. I see him now.
Teacup Yuri taking some pretty decent hits. Some torp planes coming in from Dory. He'll be
Yeah,
okay.
he had his anti-air on.
Yep.
Well, Teacup Yuri once again trying to get back into C, trying to salvage this game now for Omni. Within 100 points now, but PSV losing ground.
Serious Business is repairing.
As Teacup is back into C. No, he's not. Almost. He's in just enough to launch torps. He takes a couple of shells. He's spotted.
Yes,
They've got him lit.
Yeah. No, it's the anti-air, I think.
Oh, there's the
Is he
Minotaur.
spotted?
Minotaur's getting some shots.
Oh, big shells
Yeah.
coming
It's
in.
the
Yuri
anti-air.
cannot afford to
No,
die here.
Yuri cannot afford to die.
Oh.
If they get Yuri off the board,
Oh.
that is massive.
Oh my goodness.
Very,
And you
very
gotta-
low
look at
now.
Yuri. He has to stay in his smoke.
Yeah,
He
Yep.
cannot afford to go out.
he's under
Yeah,
1,000
he's dead.
HP or so. He's very, very low.
Oh man.
That's why
War
you turn
Eagle.
your anti-air off in smoke.
War Eagle. Just missing like a couple good hits, but just not. Just needed one more. That's what I wanted to say.
Tight game, less than
Unfortunately-
5 minutes to play. Omni closes to within 60, almost 60 points here.
Unfortunately, Serious Business is at 10K
very
health,
low.
and he is spotted. Those planes are
they've
in
got
the
him-
backfield
Yep,
finally.
they've got him lit again from the backfield.
Yeah,
That kill would flip the points in Omni's favor very quickly.
this is not good for PSV right here.
Dory bringing his fighters back to clear out that bomber, but it may not be in time.
No.
It almost
You
looks
know-
like he was moving his carrier there too to use his defensive fire if needed.
Mhm. You know, I was a bit confused by that. Serious Business popped up in his last reported position. I'm not sure why he didn't make a turn to the left and just continue on to the east. But
Yep.
again, that's the the benefit of being a caller or a commentator.
Business still under concentrated fire as Omni continues to narrow the gap here. Barely 30 points separate these teams. 40 seconds to play. Oh, sorry, 4 minutes to
there
play,
you
and there
go.
goes
there
Business.
goes.
That puts Omni up ahead fairly decisively. 2 caps and a ship up now. 50, 60 points only separating these teams.
That kill on Teacup Yuri that was to be biting them in
They
the butt
desperately
right
need to try and get him now, but I don't think they can see him anymore. He's well south of C. They are not going to find him
Yeah.
again.
And
Yeah.
Darth Crater now getting spotted.
Yeah.
He pushing
Well,
in, trying to do something.
Now Ming Yu was last over north of A. Did you guys catch that?
Yes.
He's trying to
backing
reverse into A,
right now.
but it's not going to be enough. They've got to stop both caps. They can't. They can't
Yep.
stick Jack into B. He'll die.
Well, you have
And
to now at this
Omni
point.
within 12 points of victory, 9 points, a handful of more ticks, and Omni will tie this series at a game apiece. It's going to happen, kids.
There's no kill. Yeah, there's no kill on the board here. They needed
There
to
it
get
is.
Teacup Yuri, but that's it.
PSV
Yep.
losing game 2. Omni picking up, tying the match, and we are going to
I
a
don't
rubber
know.
game.
I don't know about you guys, but these two games have been arguably the best 2 comp games that I've seen over the past 3 weeks, back to back. Just
Very, very good
excellent
games.
play.
Excellent
play.
games.
Prophisticus, just a quick shout out, hey, and